So we'll start with Scott's student, Quinn. So Scott, tell us about Quinn as a beginner.
Well, Quinn has always been just a joy to work with. He is, there's just something special. Has always been very thoughtful child. Even when he began, he's very sensitive, kind of quiet, but I love his personality. He comes to lessons and he's just one of those kids that's just kind of special, in that he eats everything up, sort of drinks it all in. So I've enjoyed working with him from the very beginning.
So in this beginner video, we'll see a clip of Scott encouraging very precise melodic shaping in a duet performance. The music used here is Holidays from the Music Tree. Video 1, please, Anna.
The first 3 notes. Your second note is louder than your third one. So I want 1, 2, 3 loud, right? You clap it. Ready? And here. That's the one. Let's do it again. That's okay. It's fine. Oh, that second one here. It's my favorite. Okay. Ready? Go. Here. That was it. That's great. Okay. So at the beginning, one more time. Yeah. Third one, not the second one. Ready? Wasn't that a beautiful performance though? See, that's how you smooth things out, and we had this great variety, but yet not sudden kind of motions and sudden sounds.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I love how Scott is just so precise with Quinn. Now, I want to just jump right in and see Quinn today. So in this video, Scott has asked Quinn to share his own reflections on actually watching that video. Scott had Quinn watch that. And so we can get Quinn's thoughts on his journey. Video 2, please. Oh, and then after that, we'll see a coaching with the Scarlatti Sonata.
It was a bit nostalgic because back in the olden days when the songs were simpler and not as ornamenty,
Yeah.
But it also kind of made me feel a bit proud because I knew I'm now a lot better than how I was back then. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I've always had a decent amount of music in my life because my dad really liked music, so we listened to it a lot when I was really little, and I really like this asset to have in my arsenal. I don't know if I'm gonna primarily focus on this, but it's definitely still plan to continue playing into the foreseeable future.
Foreseeable future.
Just hearing what I'm playing, just the tiny little details, hearing to check if they're right or not.
Okay. What do you think is your weakest?
Accuracy. It just takes forever for me to get quick notes down and into my fingers.
You're not the only one.
We're talking about the rise and the fall in the musical line, right? In this performance, I want you to focus on listening for that in this first little bit. So just play that first line one time. Dropping into the key, to make a really good sound, you're really very keen on the crescendo decrescendo idea. But what we have to be careful is that we cushion the sound. It doesn't go. The difference in dropping into the key really fast or being a little slower into the key is going to make a difference in the quality of the sound. So right now, hold on for just a second. So it's this first part right here. So when you get louder, just be careful that it doesn't get punchy. Feel it and sort of ease into it. Ready? Difference in the sound.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard a huge difference. There wasn't anything that stuck out like punching.
Oh, that was lovely. Scott, thank you so much for interviewing Quinn. Scott, what do his responses kind of remind you of, in terms of where he is in his journey?
Well, as I mentioned, he's always been an incredibly sensitive musician. He hears things. I don't know. It just comes very natural to him. And he mentioned his father they've always had music in the house. And actually, his father's a musician. He's a rock musician, and his mom is a former dancer. So there's music in the house. There's that sort of art cultural sort of like, I don't know. They love that aspect of the family life. And I think there's something about that for him that it's easy for him to listen and process because it's been such a part of the family. He's one of those kids that I struggle with whether I should push him harder to learn harder repertoire because I think he could, but I don't know if that's what I need to do for him as far as his sort of musical journey and growth.